Our next presenter is the Quebec Executive Director of Parks Canada, Monsieur Michel Boivin. The role of Parks Canada on the establishment and management of marine protected areas is critical. Monsieur Michel Boivin will present to us the perspective of Parks Canada. Please welcome Monsieur Michel Boivin.
Sabine, I'm not sure if going after the dancers or after Jason is the toughest spot, but I'll try to do what I can. Grand Chief Mathieu Kumkum, Chief Robert Mills, Chief Rodney Mark, Chief Steve Diamond, Jason Alsop, Mesdames, Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, bonsoir. I'm pleased to be here representing the Parks Canada Agency. As probably many of you know, Parks Canada is the federal agency responsible for taking care of our nation's 42 national parks, more than 167 national historic sites, canals, and 4 marine conservation areas now. Our mandate is a quite simple one. It's basically to work with Canadians to protect and present these special places, and we heard about one today. There are many others, so that these places be enjoyed and appreciated by future generations. Donc, je suis ici pour représenter l'Agence Parcs Canada qui a l'importante responsabilité de prendre soin, littéralement, de 42 parcs nationaux canadiens, plus de 167 lieux historiques nationaux, canaux et catamarans de conservation. So it's a great pleasure and a personal pleasure to be here this evening. I was able also to get to know quite a few people, some of them which I had never had the chance to meet before, particularly from the Cree Nation. That's for me is a privilege, and I really appreciate that. So I'm here basically to join you all in showcasing the recently established Guayanas Marine Conservation Area Reserve, but also to promote marine protection in Canada. 2010 is the International Year of Biodiversity, but it's also the 125th anniversary of our nation's first national park, Banff National Park, which probably all of you know. And what better way to mark these events than by protecting Guayanas? Located in southern Haida Gwaii, off the west coast of British Columbia, Guayanas is made up of approximately 5,000 square kilometers of lands and waters that are now protected and managed together by the Government of Canada and the Haida Nation. 1,500 square kilometers is a Guayanas National Park Reserve and the Haida Heritage Site, but now an additional 3,500 square kilometers in a protected marine area. Guayanas is regarded internationally as an outstanding example of success in cooperative management. It's also the first marine conservation area to be established under the Canada National Marine Conservation Areas Act. While it's the first, we certainly hope it's not the last. With the world's longest coastline and 9% of its fresh water, Canada has, as all of you know now, a rich diversity in marine ecosystems. This is both an opportunity, but also a tremendous responsibility for us all. Canada's oceans and Great Lakes play a significant role in defining who we are, our nation's economy, culture, and identity. Parks Canada National Marine Conservation Area System Plan describes 29 marine regions on our coast and Great Lakes here in Canada. And the long-term goal for us is to represent each of these regions with a national marine conservation area. To date, 5 of these 29 regions are represented by 4 marine conservation areas that protect, in total, almost something like 15,000 square kilometers. It's not enough, but it's a good start. Et ce total inclut le parc marin du Saguenay-Saint-Laurent, ici même, au Québec, et qui est un exemple unique de cogestion fédérale provinciale dans ce qui a été l'établissement de la première aire marine protégée au Canada. This total also includes the Saguenay-St. Lawrence Marine Park here in Quebec, which is an example of federal and provincial co-management and officially was at the time the first protected area in Canada. And this list also includes the world's largest freshwater protected area in the form of the Lake Superior National Marine Conservation Area and others. In terms of what's coming at us, we are in the midst of feasibility assessments that will hopefully see the future protection of national marine conservation areas in Lancaster Sound of Nunavut, les Îles de la Madeleine, which have been mentioned previously, here in Quebec, Southern Strait of Georgia and British Columbia. And we're also having an open to preliminary discussions concerning potential collaboration with the Cree concerning a marine protected area, hopefully in James Bay. So in closing, and on behalf of Parks Canada, I want to thank the Haida both for their support in working collaboratively with us to make this new protected area a reality and a model for everyone to follow, and for sharing with us tonight a wonderful glimpse of their culture, their songs and dances. So thank you. And finally, I wish to thank the Canadian Parks and Wilderness Society for their continuing work to bring awareness to the need for marine protection, exactly what you're doing across the country, and in particular for their work to give voices to many Canadians to support the protection of Goyanas, but also to marine areas in Canada. So together we guess we can say we made a difference in protecting this very special place on our planet. And I personally hope that we will have many other successes to report on in the near future. So I thank you for joining us tonight and for continued interest and support in the protection of Canada's coastal waters and Great Lakes. Thank you very much. Merci, bonsoir.